across our beloved Kyber Empire. It's great to be in the Empire today. This is your king of Triple B, the director of video game division, among many other amazing titles. And you're on Arnold Holonet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. And we're coming at you late here on an Alderaan. Come on, it's 3 B's in the title. That means 3 videos in one day. Yes, our 3rd video for today. We're ending on a pretty interesting note. I'm gonna make this mostly a positive. We're gonna say the negative stuff for tomorrow, but holy cow! Darth Traya and Galaxy is getting a huge astronomical buff. I'm a huge fan of this, but we gotta sprinkle in a little bit of concern. This is my last notice. I think I've done a pretty good job giving you guys several weeks heads up and reminding you along the way. The gear update is coming up tomorrow over the next 24 hours here. If you have not done so already, I literally just did this for myself while I was making an amazing dish with my Lead to the Star Destroyer. If you're worried about relic conversion, which you should be, because we're going to talk about some relic 9 shenanigans. You're probably not going to be excited to hear about this. I already went through and scrapped pretty much most of my non-gold, non-Kyrotech gear. And boy, look at all those circuit boards ahead. But anyways, make sure you do it if you don't want to get screwed. After this update happens, the gear to relic conversion will be back to normal. But right now, if you don't do so, your relic conversion is basically being cut by half for all the current gear that you have. So be sure to check it out. But let's focus mostly on what I'm really excited about. And then we're going to talk about how CG started a fire and then they went home for this. They're like, all right, Darth Traya, Omicron upgrade, Grand Arena. Oh yeah, I feel that you guys are excited about this one. This is great. If this is Territory Wars, you guys know my biased self would be like, oh, it's Territory Wars. No one cares about Territory Wars. Well, it's Grand Arena. Okay, and this is going to be huge. It doesn't say it's on Traya's unique ability, which that's great. That's like the best part of the Traya kit, number one. Secondly, that means you can use her in a variety of different situations. Unique Omicrons, I think, are always more valuable than leader Omicrons because leaders come and go over time. Unique abilities you can plug into different lineups. It's kind of hidden under there. This could be big for Sith Eternal, perhaps. I know that's not what people are initially. They're thinking about just the Sith Trio team, but all this is going to be supercharging the Sith team in general, and maybe this will solidify a more concrete Sith Eternal team. Let's read it. Sith allies on the sneak ability in Grand Arena. Sith allies gain 40% critical damage, max health, offense. Right there alone, that sounds basically like a leadership ability. And you guys know with Traya, she could already smack pretty hard with her Saber Storm. So that extra 40% critical damage and extra offense, that's kind of a big deal. And max health, let's not ignore that, y'all. Max health is huge for, well, several reasons. Number one, we're going to talk about bonus protection here. Number two, Darth Nihilus' health pool scales drastically when debuffs are being applied, the Traya sign, all that fun stuff. And held by hatred on Scion, the original hatred, not this Reva stuff that we talked about earlier today here. He's going to recover all of his health on held by hatred. So that's already big right there. But continuing, when a Sith ally suffers a debuff, they gain 10% bonus protection, which is stacking. Now you might be like, oh, we already had that. Not quite. Before, the bonus protection, which was stacking, was only on Darth Traya. And that made Darth Traya pretty tanky. If there's a lot of debuffs, she's able to tank pretty darn hard. And you almost need an instant kill sometimes or a lot of time to chip her down. Now imagine that for Nihilus and Scion, especially Nihilus, because remember, my loyal citizens of the Empire, Nihilus has lots of max health on him, right? We've had a video one time where we got 8 million max health on the guy. Bonus protection is based off max health. So Nihilus, this is going to be a huge factor. The more max health he gets, the more viable his bonus protection is going to be. And with Scion, it's going to be nice as well because, again, he's probably going to have a lot of max health to take advantage of this as well as the hatred. So that's going to be amazing. What I'm calling for now, before we read the rest of this, we already know before Datacrons, get that taste out of my mouth. Before Datacrons, Traya was a very good way picking apart a Lord Vader team. I think it's going to be even more consistent with the bonus protection on everybody. I don't even see Lord Vader killing off a single fool unless Maul does all the heavy lifting, which already does for the most part without the Datacrons. Anyways, at the start of each of the Sith allies' turn, Traya dispels all debuffs on them. And here's where the interesting stuff comes in. You're going to get 5% critical damage on all Sith allies. Now, I'm assuming, as it's saying here, it's going to stack, but with the crit damage, health steal, max health, and offense, stack it to a maximum of 100%. Ooh. Dang, that's a lot. I mean, we already get 40% of that up here. Getting it, I'm assuming they're separate, so this shouldn't have to calculate in that 100% down there. So in a way, they're getting 140% critical damage, max health, offense. Holy moly, Mazzacholio. That's an astronomical amount of stat increases. Now, this I find funny. When Darth Traya came out, or Talon, I should say, Darth Talon, I apologize. I wasn't really enthused by it. They were really trying to sell Talon as this Traya plugin character. It really didn't turn out to be that way. Of course, Talon was just like, here's a stat boost. She was like a free mod to throw on a team. Wasn't really necessary. This is definitely making Talon a lot more interesting. I wish this was added when Talon came out last year. I would have gotten a lot of use in it. I may have had more Omicrons to throw on Talon, for example. But nowadays, when I have Malgus, I don't see this to be as valuable. But for those that don't have Malgus, let me tell you a story here. When an allied Darth Talon is critically hit or inflicted with a debuff, Traya gains even more offense, 12% offense, stacking for 2 turns. Traya is going to be smacking fools left and right with that Saber Storm ability. And then furthermore, this is literally calling out Darth Nihilus. I mean, yes, it's going to benefit other Sith, but hear this. When an allied Darth Nihilus, Darth Traya, or Darth Talon's health falls below 90% for the first time, their cooldowns are refreshed. I think what they mean is reset. You don't really see the word refresh, it's reset. So that means, hello, Darth Nihilus is going to be, yeah, he's going to be eating good, my friend. So you no longer do you have to rely on Darth Nihilus to reduce his cooldowns through his AoE ability. He's basically, what this is telling me, if you have Darth Nihilus, Cyan, Talon, you're basically guaranteed like 3 insta kills in a particular match. Just let that settle in for a moment. Guaranteed basically 3 insta kills. You're usually lucky to get 1, maybe 2. But the second someone falls below 9% health, boom, insta kills off cooldown. You're ready to eat some fools. And oh man, this makes me really mad. This didn't exist when Darth Talon came out last year, because unlike Kyle Katarn, Dash, and Mara Jade, where they made a noticeable improvement to the given faction, Talon didn't really make a noticeable improvement. This would have been a huge deal. Being able to add another cooldown decrease situation on Nihilus is a huge thing. So overall, to summarize, I love this as a non-leadership thing right here. So you can just plug it in a Sith Eternal lineup, for example, or just put her in the lead and let her unique ability do her thing. But the Sith Eternal thing, I think it's gonna be great, because Sith Eternal already has other stat increases on the team, and having Nihilus do a lot of heavy lifting to insta kills, it's gonna be a big deal. Now, Sith Eternal gonna be like some god tier team? I don't think so, but I think it should make the team a lot better. That's for sure. So when this update hits, I think I'm gonna apply this in a heartbeat. Huge fan of this. It makes me wonder, when there was all those Ravager leaks, when they're talking about the Sith Triumvirate, if this was what they were maybe talking about. So let me know what you guys think about this here. I think this is gonna be a popular one, y'all. Traya's already kind of useful. This is gonna make her very useful, and I'm happy for it. Now, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna let this sink in. Where's Elon Musk? Is he bring that sink in? Funny. It's late here in Alderaan, okay? Been a busy day. I'm not gonna give a full opinion on this. I have some spreadsheets being sent my way. I'm looking at things, getting opinions from others. My initial take on this, long story short, CG released, Rise of the Empire details. I'm probably gonna go more in depth about this tomorrow. But my initial reaction was, what the? Basically, for the last 3 phases, Relic 9 is, well, first things first, on phases 5 and 6, Relic 9 is required for the entire team. There's not a lot of full Relic 9 teams out there. Apparently they didn't learn from GOTB Lightside, where even to this day, 3 years later, whatever it is, we have not had a single guild max out Lightside GOTB, and they're like, hey, we can do even better. So my initial reaction, it's one of those things at this point after seeing Datacrons, I'm not like crazy phase. It's just more like, what the hell are you guys doing over there? But they're basically recommending Relic 9 for the last 3 phases, Relic 8 for phase 3, and then Relic 5 is basically the bare minimum to even participate in it. So if you're looking at your guild, you're not seeing a lot of Relic 5s, this is not going to be the territory battle for you. I'm going to end this on a slightly positive before I probably rip this a little bit more tomorrow. I'm looking at GOTB. GOTB was a miserable mess for like the first year, and it became more tolerable over time. Not 100% beatable for max stars, but we became more tolerable. So Curious to see how this is going to work out. And of course, listed a bunch of bonuses on the bottom, but I think we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I want to end on a high note today because right now people are really mad about this, and I can totally understand, but I want to keep the focus on Darth Traya here. And again, just one more reminder, since we have a big emphasis on relics, it's really sketchy as CG hasn't mentioned anything about it even to this day. Make sure you're taking advantage of the scavenger now. Get rid of as much gear as possible, and then you're going to double drops are going to kick in, everything will be back to normal. But imagine losing on a 50% conversion for relics when this is happening and guilds are going to try to make a push. Bad look on CG, y'all. Holy cow. Well, on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up here on Arnold Hodlet News, because it's the only news you'll ever need because you have no other choice. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And always remember, dang, it's great to be in the Empire today.